She call me 7 o'clock in the night. She asked me where I am. She say make her turn up tonight. She say that she like my vibe. She like the way I pull up on her. She say that she like my song. She say make her sing for her. She say that she like me go. This girl is a party monster. Party monster. Look at her, she running like a party monster. Look at her, she bouncing like a party monster. Look at me running like a party monster. Party monster. Look at her, she shaking like a party monster. Look at her, she bouncing like a party monster. Look at her, she running like a party monster. Mr. DJ put the replay. Sexy boy, sit down the shy, oh. Sexy girl, she just a wine, oh. Me, I say me at the prize, oh. Mr. DJ put the replay. Sexy boy, sit down the shy, oh. Sexy girl, she just a wine, oh. Me, I say me at the prize, oh. Running like a D.O.T. ja. Make a bad man wanna eye. Make a bad man spend the cash. Make a bad man wanna go night long. Running like a D.O.T. ja. Make a bad man wanna eye. Make a bad man spend the cash. Make a bad man wanna go night long. Girls like party mon. Look at where she whining like a party mon. Look at where she shaking like a party mon. Look at where she dancing like a party monster. Party mon. Look at where she dancing like a party mon. Look at where she shaking like a party mon. Look at where she bouncing like a party monster. Party mon. Look at where she dancing like a party mon. Look at where she shaking like a party mon. Look at where she dancing like a party monster. Party mon. Look at where she dancing like a party mon. Look at where she shaking like a party mon. Look at where she dancing like a party mon.
Pristine sound.
Kitty bouncing, yeah. Kitty bouncing, yeah. Me, I'm running, no. Many things that you said to me, many things that you do to me. Man, I know the way I feel. Many things do me like it deja vu. Even though me, I dey try my best. You know, just say I'm at my best. So me, I'm running this time. Me, I know, me, I'm running. No.
And welcome to another days in my life, weeks in my life. I'm not really sure what the length and the vibe is going to be, but welcome back to another vlog. If you're new here, my name is Amber. I make videos about being a 30-something, working full-time, balancing a bunch of side hustles, and making plenty of time for reading and self-care. So welcome to our little side of the internet. I am sitting here having my second coffee of the day. I just made a quick iced latte. I just got off of some meeting. I pretty much came home, made a quick breakfast, and jumped right into work. But it feels so good to talk to you guys again. I didn't really take that much time away. I didn't put a vlog up yesterday. Today is Monday, February 3rd. Because last week, I just really had a rough week. My house was in shambles because I had been packing and there was just like stuff everywhere, which was like very overwhelming. Last week was a tough week in the news. Like, the news cycle quite literally beat our behinds last week. It was a rough week, just like emotionally, personally. So I was like, you know what? I feel like this week, the thing that I should not do is pick up a camera. So I didn't do it. There were some cool moments in the week though. I went to a book signing on Thursday last week. The new book by Charmaine Wilkerson, Good Dirt, came out. Charmaine Wilkerson is the author of Black Cake, and I loved Black Cake. There was a period of time, I don't think it was last year, it was the year before, or maybe even the year before that, honestly, where I was reading a lot of Nigerian authors, a lot of Caribbean authors, and just like loving the storytelling, and Black Cake was one of the books that I read during that time, and I loved it. It's like a generational story, it's family. This one follows a very different family in Good Dirt, but has some similarities between the two. And I love when you meet an author and they are exactly how you thought they were going to be, or if not better. Charmaine was better to me. Like, gave such an insightful discussion during the Q&A part. Really thoughtfully answered my question that I asked, signed the book, remembered my name from the question portion of the evening. So she was just like very, very lovely. And that was a great time. And also, I haven't been in a Barnes & Noble like at all this year, really, because I am not buying books until I move. The other thing that was stressing me out but is getting sorted was I got super anxious all of a sudden because obviously I'm getting rid of a lot of books. I'll show you what the donation pile is looking like in a minute. I'm getting rid of a lot of books, just like books that I've carried for a while that I know I don't really need to take with me, that could be better suited in the hands of other readers. And obviously I have not seen my new apartment since December of last year, which is a long time ago. So I was just like stressing out. I was like, what if the apartment is smaller than I remember it being? Like, what if I'm moving into a micro unit and I'm not going to be able to fit any bookshelves and I'm not going to be able to fit a couch? I have talked myself off that ledge because it's literally just like not what happened. And I'm also going to go over there this week and measure. I took Friday off this week so that I had an extra day to organize, pack, and like pad that onto my weekend. So I still get a full weekend, but could also be a little bit more productive today. It was a really productive weekend for packing. So if you guys remember the apartment, I will show you what this corner looks like now. But I had a bookshelf here. That bookshelf was mostly like fantasy and YA. And a lot of the books on that shelf I knew I wanted to donate. And that shelf in itself, I did not plan to bring to the new place. My best friend actually just moved yesterday. You'll have seen her in the vlogs, Caitlin. And she is going to take that shelf for her space now, which is amazing. So I wanted to get that cleared off and I did. So this is the shelf all emptied out. And here is the progress that we've made packing wise in that corner. I would say ignore the mess, but it's going to be messy in here until I move out. But I really wanted to get this corner worked on because there were just like boxes in the middle of my floor. Like I was coming to leave the apartment and like tripping over boxes and stuff. It just was not a vibe. So this is the messy progress. There's no bookshelf anymore. Shelf is gone. There are boxes instead. There are some books here. These are all donation. I ordered more IKEA bags, and I'm going to put all the books that are going to be donated in the IKEA bag so that they're easier to transport. But I have quite a lot of books that are getting donated. I still have these headphones, but I have my AirPod Pros now. So I'm giving these headphones to my younger sister. She asked for them. I got these stickers from Amazon. There's a bunch of different ones. There's like fragile stickers. There's ones that mark individual rooms. And these have been helpful just for keeping all the boxes and such organized. You can add like notes on them. I will link those in the description in case any of you all are moving and could use them. Also made progress in this corner. So this little sunshine mirror that has been on my wall since I almost had to like fight this lady in a Marshall's to grab it, is no longer on the wall. There's just a little ring of the way she was. And this shelf is actually cleared. So all of these books are going to be donated. Lots of nonfiction and YA and book of the month books over here. I used to be a book of the month subscriber like a billion years ago. I need to go through this little shelf, which has been broken since I moved into this apartment, by the way, and just go through the last of the books up here and see anything I'm keeping or donating. I'm like very torn on this book. I don't know. Like do I need an Anna Wintour biography? I don't know. But like, it is a pretty book. So we'll make decisions there. We have time. This is what happens when you move from an apartment and your dad's like, oh no, don't worry about it. I can make that shelf work. I guess we did make it work for 6 years. So tonight I'll probably go through the rest of this. Ignore the dust. Also, this is like a forgotten shelf. But I'll go through the rest of these. This whole corner had books in it and they've either been put in a donate pile or packed. And then I have braiding hair from when I told myself I was going to get braids in a different color for once because I always get the same color. So I had this like blonde ombre and I never did it. And now I have locks and I'm probably never going to use it. So I'm going to give that hair to my sister too. This is a Black owned hair braiding company. They have like braiding hair, all colors, and some other hair products too. So definitely check them out. She is from Philly. So yeah, that is the packing update so far. I feel like by the end of this week, the living room will be in pretty good shape. This is these shelves, like my main shelves, are the last ones that I'm gonna pack. I have to go through the books that are still in my bedroom too. Most of those are gone through because I had another one of those standing bookshelves in there. That is now empty, and I have a few books on my nightstand that I'll probably just like sort through really quickly. But then books will, for the most part, be a wrap. Almost forgot I need to go through these too. This bookshelf isn't coming with me because I'm gonna use what is now my coffee bar as a TV stand. So definitely have to go through those. I can't believe it's already February and we're in the final count to the move. Echo, how many days until March 7th?
Friday, March 7th, 2025 is in 32 days.
32 days.
You have a new notification.
Oh.
Do you want to hear it?
No. So yeah, we have 32 days until like official moving day. Before that, I'm still gonna like go into the apartment, do some cleaning, get some stuff organized, hopefully order all the big furniture to come and get put together before then, so it's like something is ready for when I move in. But yeah, we're making great progress, and I feel much less stressed now that the center of my living room floor isn't a bunch of boxes, and I'll feel even better after this week when I can get those donations donated. So now I have a little time between now and when I need to jump back into meetings and get some work done, so I'm going to try to cross a few more things off my list, maybe take a breather, and I will check in with you all later. Ignore all the clutter behind me. I feel like I've already said that a few times in this video, and I will keep saying that until March when we move. Y'all, I don't know what happened, but my body took a turn. I got very stuffy, very sneezy out of nowhere. It was like so much sinus pressure, just all in the sinus. So I took something and I just took some nose spray, which is like literally just lifting. It's like the jaws of life are in my sinuses right now, parting the Red Seas. So I'm probably going to make this clip a little shorter because I'm definitely going to bed. But I wanted to give a reading update because I just got some book mail. This book, Yours Eventually by Nora Masnavi, just came in the mail, but this looks like such a cute book. I've never seen this author before, but this is not her debut, and I think this is a finished copy. Yeah, so this is out now. Thank you so much to Dutton for sending me a copy. Let's read the synopsis together so we know what the book is about. I saw the blurb. It looks like it's a persuasion set in Muslim America, like a Muslim American family. I'm interested in that. The Ibrahim family is facing a crucial moment. Their patriarch just lost his fortune and his daughters are picking up the pieces. At the family's core is Ozma, the long-suffering middle daughter who stepped into the family center after the death of her beloved mother years ago. Despite what the prying aunties think, Ozma is living the life she always wanted, fulfilling her childhood dream of being a successful doctor, or so she thinks. In walks Farouk Wahid, Ozma's college sweetheart, whose proposal was cruelly rejected by Ozma's aunt and father. Now, 8 years later, Farouk has made his fortune selling his Silicon Valley startup and is widely considered one of the most eligible actors in California. As he enters Ozma's social orbit, she finds herself navigating a tricky landscape. Her pushy sisters, her gossiping aunties, her father's expectations, on her path to reconciling the past and winning Farouk back if there's still time. I'm interested in this. I low-key have been in a bit of a, not a reading slump, but I think I was just so overstimulated. And honestly, my first few reads of the year were kind of just like all right, that I have just not been super motivated to run to my book at the end of the day. When last week started to be too much, I did put down Wicked. I am this far into the book so far, which is like 150 pages. I'm at the part, I don't remember the last time I vlogged and talked about it, but Nessa Rose was just being introduced into the plot line. So I haven't picked that up in a minute, but I do still plan to like go back to it. But in the meantime, I switched to a historical romance. I'm reading Indigo by Beverly Jenkins, which has been really, really fun. I'm like more than halfway done with this one. So the book is about a woman named Hester who lives alone. She is the child of former slaves. She was also formerly a slave and escaped when she was younger. Her aunt was able to help her escape to freedom. She becomes a conductor on the Underground Railroad, and one night when she is accepting some enslaved people who are making their way north to freedom, one of the people that ends up staying in her home that night is another conductor on the Underground Railroad whose like code name or like alias is the Black Daniel. We later find out, this is all in the synopsis, that he's actually his name is Galen, and he is a mixed slave, but he's very, very wealthy, very rich, and he uses his power and influence to help him be a better conductor on the Underground Railroad. But after he stays with Hester for a little bit, he's really injured when she first meets him, so she helps him like heal and get back to health, and then they start to like fall for each other. It's Beverly Jenkins. If you've never read a Beverly Jenkins novel before and you like historical romance, you are missing out, because she is truly a master at what she does. The first time I ever read a Beverly Jenkins novel, and many of them are set, from what I've read at least, in like post-slavery or during slavery, I was like, I don't want to read a book about people who are slaves. Like, I don't want to read, I feel like it's going to be not the fun giggliness of a romance, but I was completely wrong. You will giggle, you will kick your feet. It is so cute. And this is really cute. And it took me a minute, because the story does start off very like, people are going to freedom. It's a little bit more intense than I feel like I was ready for it to start. But then it quickly like tapers back into the historical romance of it all. And I've also learned a lot. One thing that I felt like I maybe knew before, but maybe I didn't connect the dots or like know that it had a real name, was that she talks about Hester in the book. Obviously she is in opposition of slavery. So she shops at free product stores or free produce stores, which is basically when people who were formerly enslaved or slaves refused to spend money on goods that had been produced by slave labor. So there were whole stores dedicated to goods and food and things that had been grown or made without the use of slave labor. Which, like, why does that feel like so relevant? Why does it feel like we making our way back there? If I sound out of breath right now, it's because my nose is still slowly opening and I'm just getting there. So anyway, I think my plan for the night, I'm like 50% of the way through with this, and I really want to finish it so I can start something else. I'll probably pick up Wicked like a few times this week and maybe get like a couple chapters in, but I'm totally fine with savoring this a little bit slower. At first, I was really determined to read it in January, but January was just like an aggressive month, and I'm okay that not much happened in January besides getting through January. So I think I'm going to actually make a hot chocolate, because I feel like I don't feel good, so I deserve a hot chocolate. And then I'm going to catch up on some YouTube videos, some vlogs, and I will crawl into bed with my Beverly Jenkins novel and hopefully wake up not feeling so gross.
Burn it up like arsonists. I beg your pardon, miss. Want me to burn it up like arsonists. She thinks she bad, she thinks she run around looking flawless. This ain't no game, so in this life you gotta be fearless. Run it, 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 run it. We living lovely, it's coming swole. So talk that shit, got no hood on, walking through the snow. It's getting hot, fuck my bitch tryna put away that pole. That's that damn 40 from the cops trying to apprehend. No, I can't afford it. And standing on 10, 56, you heard fa, fa, fa. Brody, I reached for his hip, I said, Lil' Brody on the molly, in this damn jaw lock. They got the open fire, in the damn parking lot. I beg your pardon, miss, burn it up like arsonists. I beg your pardon, miss, want me to burn it up like arsonists. I can tell this look up in your face, you like the thought of it. I can tell when you get a low flame, you think it's marvelous. You only feel in this way.
Good morning. It is actually the next day. I had an in-office day yesterday, and vlogging just did not happen during or after I got home. I was just so tired. I literally collapsed on the couch first and then in my bed after. Did not even pick up my book. Have not really picked up the book much since the last time I updated y'all, but hopefully I have a hair appointment today, and hair appointment days are always get through a lot of pages days for me, so hopefully that will be the case tonight. Today is Wednesday, which is usually a gym in the morning, work from home day, but my trainer had to reschedule our session this morning, so I didn't have the gym this morning, and they're doing like a Super Bowl activity for us of some sort because Philly's in Super Bowl at the office, so I'm going into the office today. I feel very meh. I'm not as stuffy anymore. That seemed to pass quickly, and I'm pretty sure it was allergies because the weather is so back and forth that like there's a bunch of pollen and like ragweed and dust in the air. There's a lot going on. So I feel very blah. Like this would be an amazing day to work from home. But I'm gonna head into the office. Right now I just made a to-go coffee so I can take that with me to the office because the office coffee situation just isn't happening right now. And I'm also gonna throw like, I think some protein waffles and some fruit in my bag to take with me for breakfast. The festivities, they are feeding us today, so I don't need to pack a lunch, but I do need to pack breakfast. I've sat now with this book, staring at it on the shelf for 2 days, and I'm definitely adding her to the donate pile. So I'm probably not gonna even pretend I'm gonna have the energy after I come home tonight to do much of anything, but it would be great if I could finish clearing out any other books that are getting donated this weekend. Hi, happy Friday. The day has already gotten off to a really good start. Had a good workout. I did forget to start my Apple Watch in the gym, which if you're an Apple Watch person, you know that's like top 5 worst feelings ever. But I came home after, got ready, had a bagel, which was really good. that I've been craving for a few days. So now I'm about to actually walk over to the new place. We can go take some measurements. I'm meeting the leasing agent over there. I actually haven't seen the apartment in the daytime because the last time I saw it, it was like already 5 o'clock by the time we had the viewing. So I'm excited to see what the natural light is hitting for. That's a big thing for me. And yeah, it's cold today, but it's not crazy cold, so I'm gonna walk over. And I also want to grab probably another coffee either on my way there or back. So I'm gonna head over there soon. Let's go see the new apartment. Making coffee at 5:30 on a Friday because that is just where I'm at. I think I'm gonna make, I have these that I like, but I'm not gonna make this one because it's extra caffeinated. And I definitely don't need that. I don't think I have any decaf though. I still have some gingerbread pods from the holidays. Actually, I'll do a gingerbread. That could actually be good. Am I gonna regret having a coffee at 5:30 in the evening? And I also just woke up from like a 2.5 hour nap. Potentially. I'm also, I forgot I made a gingerbread. Oh, I love that gingerbread coffee. I'm also waiting for an Instacart order because the Super Bowl is on Sunday. I've been like everywhere I go making small talk with people, like, and they're like, "Are you watching the game?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, of course." I'm watching the Kendrick concert, the game. Probably not so much. I'm just, I'm not a sports girl. But I hope Jalen Hurts is happy. I do want him to be happy. So I also just put an Instacart order in because the game is coming up and tomorrow is supposed to be a little bit snowy apparently. Even though I feel like they also said yesterday was going to be snowy and it just rained for bits of the day. So I'm not sure what the vibe is going to be, but I know I want my vibe to be inside. So I was like, let me just get some food in the house in case. I had a lot of the like core stuff, but nothing that I could actually like make a full meal with. So that was problematic. My plan for the day was to go to the new apartment, take all the measurements, and then go to a coffee shop and finish my book. But literally like I'm halfway through getting through all like the measurements. I was there with one of the leasing agents who was super, super sweet. I recently had to like switch who I've been working with over there because I was working with this guy who was the worst, like not responsive, not answering my questions, like just high key, very annoying. But this woman who I've been working with for the past couple of days has been like an angel and helped me like take all the measurements, walk through the whole building because I still had not seen the full like amenities. So walked me through all of that, made sure I was set on things that I needed, corrected things that old boy got wrong. So I feel much better. So my plan was to go there and then go to a coffee shop and read. After like halfway through my measurements, like homegirl's holding the tape measure and I'm like, I think my period's about to start. And literally by the time I left the building, I was like, yep, that's definitely what's happening. So then I was like, well, I'm going to go home now. I came home and ate. And then I was like, okay, maybe I can go back out and go to a coffee shop. Like, I feel pretty fine. My body was like, actually, what if you went to bed? Like, what if you fully got into your pajamas and got in bed and went to sleep? And I was like, I see where you're coming from. So that's exactly what I did. When I woke up a little while ago, I did read a little bit more of my book. But at this point, it feels like as I'm reading, she's adding more pages. Like, how am I not done this book? My Kindle Oasis is in my room charging because it was on like 5%. And I thought I had another Kindle next to me. One thing about this house, there's always going to be a Kindle nearby. This one is my Paperwhite, and I still have this cute pop socket on it. Oh my goodness, there's so many good things to read right now. 70 pages left, and I think I can read those in the next like hour or so. After that, this is the reading plan. Reading update, reading plan. I right now, on this Kindle, have an ARC. Thank you, NetGalley, for Kennedy Ryan's new book. It's right there. I do. I also have in my email that I need to send to my Kindle an ARC for Alexa Martin's new book that comes out, I think, either in June or July. If you guys don't know, the reason I'm like know so much about Alexa Martin, we're friends in real life. Her birthday is on Juneteenth, but I don't think the book is coming out around Juneteenth. It has nothing to do with anything Juneteenth-y either. But her new book, How to Sell a Romance, this is what the cover looks like, is coming out, and I'll put the date that it's coming out. I also have that I need to put on my Kindle. I have an Abby Jimenez novella on my Kindle. They released the cast for Children of Blood and Bone, and now I need to reread Children of Blood and Bone. And I never finished the series. You know, I'm a chronic series not finisher. So that needs to happen. I think those are like the most pressing things on the Kindle right now that I want to get through. And then there's stuff that's already come out this year that I really want to get to soon. Like The Love Lyric came out on Tuesday. I really love that series. I love Christina Forrest. Onyx Storm, at some point I would like to read Onyx Storm. The ending of Fourth Wing gagged me. The ending of Iron Flame just kind of like, and I think the reason I wasn't as gagged by that ending, because it was just as shocking, was because the book was so long for no reason. Like, they spent so much time on that mountain in Iron Flame, and they should not have spent that much time on that mountain. So I think that has made me less excited to jump into Onyx Storm. And honestly, I have not been seeing people be like super gagged by it who have been posting early reviews, because it's been out for about 2 weeks now, but I definitely want to get to it at some point. So there's a lot on my Kindle that I'm really excited to read. Obviously, it's only going to get more like chaotic and stressful the closer I get to my move-in date, but I'm hoping that like the reading slump portion of this state of stress and overwhelm that I've been in is like on its way out, so that I can get back to being a book girl who books. So my plan for the rest of the evening, I also refilled my water because I am responsible. Drink some water, finish this coffee, finish this book, and then I'll probably, if I finish my book before like 8 p.m., I'm going to start the Abby Jimenez novella, because I think that is only like 80 something. I think it's under 100 pages. Oh, I forgot that this, so the Abby Jimenez short story is called The Fall Risk, and it was a first read. So if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, you get first reads every month, and it's books that are coming out later that you get early access. So I'm looking at the thing, like the about the book section, and it's like, will be delivered on March 1st. I'm like, it's literally on my Kindle now. What are you talking about? Forgot I got it early. Yeah, it's 82 pages. So that seems like something we can add and get through in a weekend. And I feel like a little Abby Jimenez right now would do me really, really good. I know her newest book doesn't come out until, I want to say May. They usually give her like end of spring, early summer releases, I feel. Yeah, I still have some backlist Abby Jimenez that I want to read too. I feel like right now my Kindle is stacked to get me through the move. I also want to get back into Wicked. I just saw that it was announced that Cynthia and Ariana are opening the Oscars with a Wicked melody. So I'll be sad for that. All right, I have a man Instacart shopper, so I need to stay on him like white on rice. So I'll check in with y'all in a bit. Good morning. The good news is that 5 p.m. coffee and the 3-hour nap did not stop me from getting to bed at like a semi-reasonable hour. Woke up around 8:45-ish, made an iced latte. I'm definitely already exiting hot coffee mode season, whatever, and I'm ready for iced latte season again. I also made a little breakfast burrito. You all have seen me make those like a million times. And I had a banana. I do have a banana that I got yesterday and didn't eat. And even better news, after 2-3 weeks at this point, I finally finished a book. I finished Indigo by Beverly Jenkins. I think I'm giving it like a 3.5 or like it's like not quite a 4. Oh my gosh, why can I not say word? It's not quite a 4-star for me, but I really, really enjoyed it. I liked the characters. The story was interesting. I do think there were just like too many subplots. Like there's the romance, there's the Underground Railroad element, then there's like a traitor among the group that has to be revealed. There's like a lot of backstory for both main characters. So we just go down a lot of paths, and I think that's why it felt like it was taking me a while to get through the books, because I would get to the resolution of one subplot and still have 3 other subplots that needed to be resolved. So that kind of like was a little bit of a struggle, but Beverly Jenkins is a master of romance. Like, I have very rarely read a book by her that I did not enjoy. So this is definitely another one that I would recommend if you're into historical romance. I also learned so much. Like, that was the other thing. The end of the book was definitely not like the end, like the resolution of the majority of the subplots end, but there's almost like an epilogue of sorts. It's not quite an epilogue, where it's definitely her opportunity to insert some more history about slave revolts and the history of resistance, which is awesome, and I loved reading it. But I was like, oh my goodness, this book is never going to end, because she's going to be like, oh, and another thing, one more thing. So that was a challenge, but overall, really enjoyed the book. I also started, because I was just on a roll and not falling asleep yet, The Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez. I got like no pages in. I'm like just a couple pages into it, maybe like 15 pages in, and it's only 86 pages, so that could definitely be a today thing. So far, it starts off really cute. The setup is that there are two neighbors in an apartment building, and some construction causes them to be trapped inside of their apartments together for a weekend. So I'm assuming the two of them are going to connect in the meet cute that they have. They don't seem to be like familiar with each other. They don't know each other. Maybe they both just moved into the building. I don't know. But they're quite literally like physically stuck in this building together. So I love the forced proximity trope. I'm like, listen, if you're going to put those people on a trip, you better make it only one bed. You make it so that they have no choice but to encounter their feelings for each other and for themselves. So I'm down for a forced proximity, and I think this will be a nice little weekend read to really get me over the reading slump. So I think my reading plan for the rest of the weekend is finish The Fall Risk. Ideally, finish The Fall Risk this morning or like early this afternoon. Then do some cleaning, because I still have not tidied up like the coffee table. And even though a lot of the chaos will not be mitigated until these books get donated and then like I actually move, I do want to try to make it as livable and like tidy and cohesive in here as I can for the next 3 weeks, just because I know that a reason why I've been struggling to read and to vlog and to do all these things is because I just am so out of my routine and out of my comfort. And I feel very much in limbo, like feeling like you're between two homes is like the worst feeling in my opinion, because you can't settle, and I am a settler. I need to feel settled. So I'm going to try to make this as non-chaotic as I can to go into the next week, knowing that these next 3 weeks are probably going to be like the most intense until everything is in the new place. So finish The Fall Risk, step 1. Step 2, I think I'm just going to start Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. I know I want to read it. I really hope it doesn't put me back in a reading slump, because I feel like after I read This Could Be Us and what was the second one? What was the Before I Let Go? Oh my gosh, that was going to irritate me so much. But I think after both of those, I kind of had a little bit of a book hangover. So I would love for that to not happen. And if it does not happen, I think my plan is to go from that to Children of Blood and Bone and reread Children of Blood and Bone, so I can start that series over. I read that book when it first came out, which I think was in like 2018 or 2017. I don't think I lived in this apartment when that book came out. So I don't remember if I remember loving it when I was reading it, but I don't remember what my reading experience was. Like, did I fly through it? Was it super fast paced? I don't remember. I'm going to keep picking up Wicked in the midst of all of that and get a couple of chapters done here and there. Oh, and then I totally forgot until like 1 o'clock in the morning last night, and I will add this to my Kindle now while I'm thinking about it, because I'm still not buying physical books right now. And honestly, the trauma of going through all my books, picking ones that I want to donate, picking ones that I want to keep, and measuring my space yesterday and realizing how like conscious I have to be about keeping the space. It's definitely like smaller than my living room now. So I want to make sure that I'm not doing anything that's going to overwhelm the space too much and make it feel like it's smaller or like claustrophobic at all. So I think I need to really tamper down on the book purchases, but I also know who I am, so we'll see how that goes. But Harlem Rhapsody, which I talked about in a previous vlog, did release last Tuesday. So I want to add that to my Kindle. That is the book. It's another, I guess I'm in my historical fiction era, because there are a few that are coming out or that have come out that I'm interested in checking out. but this is the one that is about the mistress of W.E.B. Du Bois. So I feel like for the first time in a long time on a Saturday morning, I'm in the mood to just drink my coffee, eat my breakfast, and read. I have been so on my phone, doing so much scrolling. It's a slippery slope because it'll be like, oh, I need to look up a couch, or I need to look up stuff I want for the apartment, and then next thing you know, I'm scrolling through like my 900th reel of the day. So I cannot wait to do a serious screen time detox after this move, because I have just been so on my devices, and I'm ready for a break. We're getting back into it. We're in transition. Me, you, us, the whole channel. We're in transition. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day whenever you're watching this. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the nice comments about the move and the new place. I feel like y'all are just excited as I am, which is really cool. I hope you're having a really good coffee. I hope you're reading a really good book. Let me know what you're reading in the comments, and let me know if you've been in a reading slump lately, like your favorite anti-reading slump reads. I would love more recommendations for things that are going to be more page turners for me, because I'm ready to turn some pages. I will see you all in the next video. Bye!
She got me 7 o'clock in the night. She asked me where